hard-fought contests. You know, hard to open the thing up, you know. I mean, they're tough, gritty team. I mean, we just lost to them 8 days ago. So we challenged our guards. We had to do better. You know, they the last time we played them, their starting backcourt, you know, with Taylor, Radford, and Dennis were all in double figures. You know, Taylor and Radford were over 20. Taylor had 28. You know, the rest of the team, only 3 other guys scored. They were 1 point, 2 point, 4 points. So we really challenged our guards. We got to do better. I thought we did a great job on some of the opposing team's best players in this tournament. You know, Kobe Brown was first-team All-SEC. He scored 6 on us yesterday. You know, Wade Taylor, first-team All-SEC. Didn't make his first field goal until 9 minutes into the second half. You know, I thought Quinerly did an unbelievable job on Taylor today. So proud of our defense. Thought we did a good job taking care of the ball. A lot better this game. You know, we said offensively we're going to have to take care of the ball. You know, we had 16 assists, only 12 turnovers for the tournament. We had 55 assists. That's almost 20 a game. So I thought our guys did a great job sharing the ball, moving the ball. You know, I told them just keep taking shots. You know, we didn't shoot it great today, but 33% wasn't bad. I thought we were able to get the type of shots we wanted. You know, we took 36 threes and got 22 at the rim shots, and we only got 5 non-rim twos as opposed to us forcing them into taking 26 non-rim twos. So kind of our defensive philosophy, how we want to work. You know, our effective field goal percentage has been good all year. They shot under 30% for the game. Thought that was due to a lot. You know, I thought this is the best game Charles has played since he's been in an Alabama uniform. You know, Charles came out, impacted the game. We were plus 33 when Charles was in the game. You know, 13 rebounds, 12 points, 5 blocks. Affected a lot of shots where he didn't get blocks. So really happy with that. And obviously Quinerly's stepped up huge both times we've been here in Nashville. If they had an NBA team, I'd tell him he should probably try to get on the team. He plays well when we're here. We're 6-0 in Nashville, and he's showed up big every time we've been here. It's nice. It's Brandon's home city. You know, get the tournament MVP while he's in front of a lot of friends and family back here at home. So just ecstatic for our guys. You know, they're a great group of kids that bonded, played together. We had some goals at the beginning of the year. Regular season championship was one of them. We got that. Tournament championship was one. They came out ready to play today. So couldn't be happier for them. The bus ride home from Nashville will be a lot more fun now that we got a win. We're going to stick around here and watch Selection Sunday to see what our matchups will be.
All right, we'll take questions for either of the student athletes. Raise your hand, and let's start right on the front row on the left.
Jahvon, having won 2 championships here now, how does this win compare to 2 years ago with there being fans and people in the stands this time?
It's definitely a little bit different. There was some fans at the first one, but not as many as this time. And just to have our families here and be able to, you know, embrace them after the game, you know, that's an unbelievable feeling.
Next question, front row on the right.
One for each guy. Brandon, talk about once again having to play with 3 fouls and but kind of adjusting how you. I know you got a couple of charges that look like you adjusted though how you were attacking. And then for JQ, I know one of the mantras you had when you were MVP 2 years ago was "We ain't done," but just talk about what's still ahead for this team because I mean it's a championship, but certainly more ahead.
Brandon.
Well, we noticed that. We prepared knowing they would be a charge team, that they slide over and take a lot of charges. Kind of got out and got too early, so I just had to lean on my teammates, and I feel like they did a good job just pushing me all through the whole game.
And Jahvon.
Can you repeat that question for me, please?
I was talking about how I know you said after Alabama won the tournament 2 years ago, you said but we're not done. Talk about this group now, because certainly this is a school record, 29 wins, but probably a #1 overall seed. We'll see in a few hours, a couple hours or whatever. But talk about what's ahead still for this team. I know you guys celebrated, but it seems like you know more still ahead.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. You know, like Coach said, we set goals. You know, over the summer. regular season, tournament, and obviously a national championship. And you know, it's March. Any team can win on any given day. So you know, I'm gonna make sure our guys are ready to go no matter who we match up with.
All right, let's go to the way back in the center.
Just for Brandon, Coach Oats kind of mentioned in his opening that you're back in your hometown, you're winning MVP. Just what does that mean to you to have people around you and to do that?
It means a lot, you know, just to have my family come, you know, just 5 minutes down the road to watch me play. I mean, I seen friends and my high school coaches here, so I feel like that's the best thing. But, you know, the fun part is just really going out here and getting to win with my guys in the SEC championship.
Okay, let's go to the center aisle on the left side.
For Jahvon, Coach Oats just said that he challenged the guards on defense. What changed from the first matchup with A&M? And just overall this weekend, the defense played really well. Just kind of what was different about the defensive intensity?
You know, we only seen Texas A&M one time before this game, and I think we kind of, you know, not underestimated them, but we didn't come out with the right energy against their guards in particular. And, you know, today I just wanted to make sure, you know, Wade didn't do what he's been doing all weekend. And, you know, that was just a big emphasis from Coach to stop Radford and Wade. And, you know, it benefited us in the end.
See, did I see a hand over here? Okay, hands up. Raise your hand if you have another question. Okay, let's come back. Let's come back to the front row, and then I'll get you over there.
This is really for both guys. What was the big key you feel like for this team this year? I wanted to really ask about Noah Gurley because, Brandon, he plays behind you, but he got some DMPs late in the season. But I felt like all 3 games he was ready to go. And I thought defensively, and this is for both of you guys, he was a real key early along with Chuck.
Brandon?
I mean, he's one of our older veteran leaders, so I feel like he knows everyone's struggles and everyone's strengths. So I feel like him not playing behind me, he's always ready. So, I mean, he gives me the courage to be the guy who I am today.
And same for Jahvon?
You know, Noah's the ultimate teammate. You know, it's not easy for a guy who's won at Furman and started last year for us to get DMPs, and you know, he's always just stayed ready. You know, that's my roommate, and you know, that's one of my best friends, to be honest with you. And you know, just his mindset, the way he approaches the game, even not knowing if he's gonna play, it's crazy. I'm so happy for him.
Okay, let's go to the far left.
This question's for Jahvon. You've swept the SEC twice now during your time at Alabama. What is this program, this team, what does it mean to you?
Alabama's my second home. You know, it was good to do it one time, but this one right here, this one's very special. You know, considering everything that's going on this year, and just the group that we have. You know, young freshmen who's come in and who's willing to listen to Coach, listen to some of the older veterans with open ears, and you know, it's a very special feeling, and I feel like, you know, Alabama's really put itself on the radar and basketball-wise.
All right, we'll excuse the student athletes. You can return to the locker room. And we'll continue on with questions for Coach Oats. If you'll raise your hand. Start on the second row on the end.
Coach, you mentioned yesterday, up until today, you were 0-3 against Buzz Williams and Texas A&M. What did it mean to get the first win today and also your second SEC championship in just a couple years at Alabama?
I mean, look, Buzz does an unbelievable job. I mean, you look at how he's turned that program around. So it's not necessarily special to get against him. We're 0-3 against them since I got here. You know, haven't played that many games. I think it's the only school since I've got here we don't have that we have a losing record against. So, you know, we made sure we really prepared for this. I thought our coaches did a really good job on both sides of the ball. You know, we didn't do a great job preparing our guys for the game at their place last week, and I didn't think. But it's a lot more special to win the SEC. The SEC is a really good basketball league. They've got some really good basketball programs in this league. I mean, obviously Kentucky, everybody knows, but I mean, you kind of go down the list. Auburn's been to a Final Four. You know, it's our rival school. Arkansas, got great talent. You look at the 4 teams that were in this semifinals. You know, Missouri's, you know, Coach Gage done a great job. I think Stackhouse done an unbelievable job. Vandy just to beat the teams that we had to beat. You know, to get here, you know, it was not easy. So proud of the guys, proud of their effort, proud of their able to get really focused, got a lot of mental toughness. So, I mean, to sweep it regular season and tournament twice in 3 years, just with a kind of totally different team. Quinerly's big part of both, really speaks to the level of players we've been able to get in here. Because you can't win these games without players. I mean, we're fortunate to have the best player on the floor this year every time we walked out with Brandon. So Quinerly's been unbelievable for us. And he seems like he shows up in March. You know, we got the March version of Quinerly this week for sure. So happy for the whole team and particularly those 2.
Well, let's go to the front row in the end.
Coach, you've been in this situation before. How is this year different as tournament champs moving ahead to the NCAA tournament compared to a couple of years ago?
You know what? I think we were number 1 for a week. You know, might possibly be the number 1 overall seed. We were a 2 seed before. You know, we got to the Sweet 16. You know, the second weekend of the tournament's not easy to do. You know, we didn't make free throws against UCLA. Went to overtime. We lost. You know, this group's different. That group was they're both really special in my eyes. You know, that group was a group that decided to buy into the new staff, us playing. They were recruited by the previous staff. And if without that group, we are not here where we're at because we were able to turn the whole narrative of Alabama basketball back in a great direction. Now we've got a new group. Quinerly's still here, obviously, but a lot of new guys. This roster was recruited entirely by our staff, so different. They all came here to play a certain style. I think we're proving you can play fast. You can play at modern style in college. You know, up tempo, shoot a lot of threes. As long as your defense is where it needs to be, you can win. So, you know, very distinctly different groups. I like this group's. I think we're 3rd in the country in defense, just like Group 2 years ago. We got a little bit more offensive firepower, a little bit more versatility, a little more depth. You know, and we don't have Herb Jones on defense, but we got Charles Bediako. We got better rim protection. So, you know, and I think you saw how good we can be on defense, and everybody's locked in. So similar in a lot of ways, but definitely different groups. Love each of them, and excited to see what we can do with this group in the NCAA tournament.
Let's go to the 4th row, I think, on the right side. There you go.
Hey, Coach, just speaking, you know, following up on that defense, can you explain what Charles Bediako means to that unit and how he plays such a crucial role?
Listen, with the way we've designed our defense, you know, Charlie Henry, my assistant that runs the defense, came from the NBA, and you know, again, we were 3rd in the country in defensive efficiency 2 years ago without a rim protector like him. We did it differently that year. This year with Charles at the rim, we're trying to send everything, run him off the 3-point line, run him downhill the rim. So, you know, Charles anchors the defense. When he's in, he affects a lot of shots. You know, I'm looking, they shot 16 threes. They shot 26 non-rim twos. They were 3 for 26 on non-rim twos. You know, 5 of 16 from 3. They shot under 30% from the floor. A lot of that's due to Charles. Obviously, our guards have to do a good job sending the ball down into the lane. Those guards from A&M, as most guards, they don't want to go in and shoot at the rim against Charles, so they take a lot of non-rim twos. 3 of 26 they were today. It's 11%. It's great defense for us when you can force, you know, mid-range twos. So if you don't have Charles at the rim to block them, those end up being more at the rims. Your at the rim percentage can be a lot higher. And, you know, and theirs was too. They finished 46% on the at the rims. They just didn't get nearly as many of them. You know, they only got 24 of those. So without Charles anchoring it, it's not going to be what it is. But we've got a lot of other guys that are good on defense too. And Pringle's getting better. You know, he's our backup center. He can protect it. Clowney plays a lot of center. Neither of those are quite Charles, but they're both getting better in their own right.
Let's go in the back, 4th row, way on the aisle, and then we'll work our way back down.
Yeah, Coach, we'll find out in a couple hours just what the selection committee decides. But you guys are over here, Coach, firmly in the mix for the number 1 seed, overall seed. Why do you think you're deserving of that?
I mean, I don't get into all that. We play the games in our schedule. You know, you cover us a lot. You know how we like to schedule. If you don't play the best, I don't think you can be the best. We went on the road to Houston, won at Houston. They're going to be a 1 seed too. You know, I'm not sure who the other 1 seeds will be, but if you look at our resume, it's pretty strong. They can make us the number 1 overall if they choose to. If you're comparing 2 teams and one of them won on the road at the other one, and it comes down to those 2, it probably makes it a little easier, you know, because we were able to play them. But Houston's an unbelievable team too. They got a great resume. I'm not sure who's in the conversation for the, you know, I think Kansas lost in the Big 12 tournament. They're really good. They've got a really strong resume I've seen. So just have to see how much they value conference tournaments and the level of play in the conference tournament. I mean, the SEC is one of the best leagues in the country. We won the regular season and the conference tournament both, and we won on the road at Houston. You know, the Carolina win doesn't look as good now, but they were number 1 in the country when we beat them. You know, I thought we played pretty well up there, and we beat Michigan State at the time. They were a little better, but they're still a really good program. So I think we did a good job in the non-conference. That's the thing with us too. Like, you know, we're going to help our league out by how we schedule in the non-conference. You know, when we go win those big games, it helps the league out because then we get in the league and we're going to have a little bit better. So we're going to continue to schedule that way. I think it's paid off every year we've been here, and hopefully it'll pay off again this year.
Okay, third row on the aisle.
Nate, all things considered, how is this team built to win the national championship? What are the 3 keys?
Thanks, Joe. You know, I think we've got a really good chance to win it. If you're going to give me 3 keys, I'm going to go back to what's kind of bothered us a little bit this year: turnovers. If we can consistently take care of the ball and not turn it over where we get shots up, that's number 1. Number 2 is just our defensive intensity. I think you saw it today is a lot different than it's been. Go look at our Texas A&M game in College Station. Look at what it was today. Quinerly's intensity, so it's not a specific thing, but it's like, how hard do we want to play on D? When our defensive intensity is up and we're locked in to the scouting report like we were today, we're one of the best defenses and teams in the country. Then the last thing I'd say is, can we generate enough, what we call margin plays? Can we win the second chance? You know, like today I'm looking at second chance points. We won at 14-11. Can we win the free throw deal? We didn't today. They were 20 of 24, but we were 16 of 22. Can we win the transition points, like we call them margin plays? Like we were 17-8 today. So, you know, can we win the margin games? Can we take care of the ball? Can we come with a defensive intensity? If we can do that, we're going to be playing, hopefully, you know, 3 weeks from tomorrow and having a chance to do that. But it's not easy. You got to do it 6 games in a row. What I won't say is we've got to shoot it well, because we've tried to build a team that can still win when we don't shoot it well. Can we be great on defense, rebound the ball well, take care of the ball? If we do that, even if we shoot it poorly, I think we can generate enough rim shots, free throws, all that, to where we can still win. And I think that's why we got a chance to win the whole thing, like you said.
Okay, we're going to take 2 more questions. Let's one on the front row right here, and then we'll finish up on the far left.
Nate, you're in a very unprecedented situation here. I mean, I think you have a team that's one of the favorites, and there's going to be a lot of attention on you with this murder case that's ongoing. And I guess as the tournament's going to start here in a couple days, what's your message going to be to the team about all of this?
You know, obviously we never lose sight of the tragedy that's kind of marked our season. It's always there, but, you know, today with the team, we're going to celebrate this win without losing sight of that. Moving forward, we're going to try to keep the team focused on the task at hand, just like we have, without ever losing sight of the fact it's an unbelievably sad situation. But, you know, our guys have been able to do a pretty good job of that, I think. And I'd love to celebrate today what we've been able to accomplish together as a team. So,
Okay, far left, last question.
Coach, you guys were able to out-rebound the Aggies by 13. How big of an emphasis was that with the size and toughness that the Aggies have?
a huge point of emphasis. Coach Hodgson coaches our bigs. He was all over them. Charles, I believe, had 7 boards in the first half. He came out ready to play. You know, I thought he dominated the game on the interior. I challenged Clowney at halftime. He was a 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 blue-collar points. He was in foul trouble, obviously, but he played 8 minutes. I said, like, no, we need you to step up if we're going to win this game. He stepped up, shoot, in the second half he had 11 rebounds. To go from 0 to 11 in, what, he played 12 minutes in the second half? 11 rebounds in 12 minutes, he stepped up. So Clowney's been huge for what we've been able to do. We had 3 guys in double-figure rebounds, Clowney, Miller, Bediako, basically our starting front court. So I thought it was big. We didn't, you know, look at the second chance points, and they need those to win games. They need points off turnovers. They need to turn people over. They need second chance points. They need the margin plays. They've been great at it all year. I thought we were great at it, out-rebound a team that tough and physical. And, I mean, they're really hanging their hat on that type of stuff. Out-rebounded by 13 was huge.
Thank you, and
Thanks.
congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Brought to you by Alabama Beef Farmers and Ranchers.